All right, back to you, Jen. Town manager report.
Okay, thank you. So as we're turning over one page of town meeting season and starting another, we are organizing a group next Monday to be filming a town meeting preview with PAC and department heads and representatives from certain boards or proponents of certain articles. The goal is to have a little bit more informal of a conversation about the different warrant articles that are more digestible by the public, and to be able to have that out to the public in advance of town meeting and hopefully answer a few questions along the way. We've been notified that the Attorney General's office is beginning bi-weekly briefings about the AGO's response to mayors and municipal managers on their efforts to protect Massachusetts federal funding and defend the laws of the Commonwealth. The first one of these is tomorrow. I'm not really sure what these are going to entail, and I guess we'll see. So they're doing something and they're informing us of it, starting to. The Public Employee Committee, or PEC, held their first meeting with the new bargaining unit representatives. Most bargaining unit representatives on the PEC had moved on, so it's a whole new group, more or less, other than, I believe Mary Foyle is the only repeat person on the PEC. The contract between the town and the PEC is expiring this June. The town's health insurance advisor from Cook & Company, Sue Shalhoub, was also there to present and explain to the group the current insurance market. We are anticipating that we are going to probably sign a one-year just extension of the current agreement. There's no plan design changes anticipated for this year, but we do recognize that we might want to not sign an agreement that's longer than a year, perhaps. So they are going to take that back to their bargaining units, and that'll be, the PEC agreement will be back before the board probably in a month or so. That said, I do need to sign the health insurance renewal for FY26 before April 30th. So I have asked Sue Shalhoub to come in next week just to explain to this board and to the public kind of what the changing landscape is around health insurance and why these costs are so high and what the options are or are not for municipalities. So that'll be next week. So I held a meeting last week with the chair and vice chair of Parks Commission, facilities director and recreation director. Amongst other topics, one of the topics that we discussed at some length was about working together over the course of next several months to explore the possibility of making the rec director full-time. So as the board is aware, the fall special town meeting, a new revolving fund was established, and we want to see how much of a full-time salary could be supported with the revolving fund and the activities that would supply that revolving fund. I think since coming to Lunenburg, I've heard some pretty strong interest in at least exploring making this position full-time and what the feasibility would be for that. So that is starting, and I said, good time to start, but we'll pick it up in earnest after town meeting. Couple of grant announcements. Lunenburg will be receiving $3,964 from the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security and the Department of Fire Services. This is some FY25 grant money that had not been expended, so the state is doling it out. These funds will be used to purchase an additional handheld thermal imaging camera and a plug that disables electrical systems on electric vehicles to render them safer in the event of an accident. I don't really know what that means, but perhaps some of you do. We will also be receiving $4,699.45 from the FY25 SAFE program and $2,199.87 from the Senior SAFE program. So, let's see, I had informed the board that we have been notified that we need to begin the ascertainment process, the cable licensing renewal process. It's a several-year process, and that I'd be keeping you informed as we go along. And I do have a meeting scheduled with the chair of PAC, who has been involved previously, to discuss that. I understand Mr. Alonso was quite involved in the last licensing. I don't know if you're looking to volunteer some of your time.
I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you. Ann Aubrey, the executive assistant to the town manager, and the select board's last day working for the town will be this Thursday. If you haven't done so already, please swing by the office and wish her well on her next chapter, and we thank her for her service to the town of Lunenburg. And lastly, on the general updates, there will be a dunk tank at the Lunenburg Vendor Fair, and I have been informed that several employees have already signed up to spend some time in the tank. Yes? Yeah. Okay, so. So this is just one more reason to attend the fair on May 10th. If you have, perhaps the employee that you really want to dunk might be in the tank at the time. Okay, next up. So a little bit of a non-update on the Flat Hill Road Bridge closure. We are still waiting for the underwater inspection team to be able to get into the water to inspect that before reopening the road to the public. We do hope that it can be reopened in the next few days, though. That's next few days to the end of next week is the timeline for that we're anticipating. In the meantime, we are still sorting out some contractual issues with the vendor, and I will keep the board apprised where that goes. We are putting out an invitation for bids for DPW support services. That should go out tomorrow. Work covered under this contract would include installation of drainage, water lines, catch basin repair, manholes, preparation of trenches, patching, road defect shoulder work, grading for swales, and adding or removing materials. So perhaps if you are watching this meeting and this is your vocation, you are going to want to take a look at that invitation for bid. And the roadway fog seal and crack seal is out, and bids are due back on April 23rd. Our current vacancies for staff, the executive assistant to the town manager and select board closes tomorrow. That posting closes tomorrow for the 36-hour per week position. The assistant to the sewer business manager, the offer is pending. We are not at acceptance at the moment. Seasonal lifeguards, we do have some. The interviews have been conducted and offers are forthcoming. Seasonal beach director, so we do have somebody that's interested in the position that is interviewed. The posting requires that the person be certified as a water safety instructor. We're not giving swimming lessons, so we are just checking with Labor Council to see if this is some kind of insurance. Our insurance company hasn't said it's an insurance requirement. We've already checked with them. But if this is some kind of safety requirement that you need the certification in this type of role, if not, we may be waiving that requirement for the water safety instructor of the posting.
We're not doing swim lessons this year?
No. No. And lastly, I think this is the last one, the administrative assistant to conservation. We had an offer out, and that offer was rejected. So that position is still open. And the same vacancies on boards as we have had. And that is the end of my report.
Great, thank you, Jen. Any questions for the town manager? All right, thank you very much.